Yeah, what's going on, guys? Spartan here. So, guys, we're going to give you the full cycle, my full cycle for the road to pro as of current right now, what we're going to be doing. I don't have my indoor studio set up, just to by the way, yet. It's getting pretty freezing out. I don't have my studio set up, so I'm just, in the meantime, I wanted to get this video out, so I was just like, all right, whatever. Let's just film this right now. So that's why I'm laying down and I look lazy right now. So we'll have the indoor studio hopefully set up here soon. But in the meantime, here's my full cycle. I'm going to lay that out for you guys now. But first, I'm going to give you guys like a 2-minute posing clip, show you guys where we're at. We're about a month out from the pro qualifier, and we'll see what ends up happening. All right, just do the best I can, and God willing, we'll place first or second and get a pro card. But again, it's all dependent on not just how I look and the shape I bring, but really who shows up. Because at the end of the day, you know, honestly, at a lot of these shows, the competition is fierce. So, guys, check out this posing video, and then let's dive into what I'm doing. Here we go. Biceps. Side chest. Side tricep. Just tricep. All right, guys. So let's keep this as straightforward as you can, or as I can, bleh, as you can. I'm gonna keep this as straightforward as I can. So what we're gonna be doing is first and foremost, we're gonna be doing something for testosterone replacement and HGH replacement. Okay, this is like the most important thing, the two most important hormones that you want to worry about. Obviously, I've talked about this in my videos. We want to address the testosterone. We want to address the HGH. Insulin is something that, I don't touch insulin. I don't, there's no need for that. So as you guys can see, or as I'll put on the screen, my cycle is not really a cycle. It's basically just testosterone and HGH replacement up to the top of the range. Okay, so what are we going to be doing? So first and foremost, guys, number one compound we're going to be doing is testosterone cypionate. Again, doctor prescribed from the clinic I work for, Prometheus HRT. That's going to be 200 to 250 milligrams of testosterone cypionate per week I'm going to be doing, that's what's going to come out to week per week. And why the range, why the 50 milligram range? Two reasons. One, I noticed like when I was doing 250 milligrams of testosterone cypionate, um, I noticed guys that at when I was about 240 before I started dieting down, when I was at 240 and I was doing 250 a week, my testosterone was like 1,300, 1,400, somewhere around there. So very, just at about at the very peak what you can get naturally. Okay, so and what I've seen in natural people. But as I found that as I dropped, as I dropped from 240 down to whatever 210, 210ish, guess what? I lost like, dropping 30 pounds. Well, you have less blood volume, less weight overall. So the 250 now would jack me up to like 2,000 total testosterone. And that's just, that's no longer, that cannot no longer be considered obviously testosterone replacement. So the thing is that that range, first and foremost, that range, the 200 to 250, I can adjust accordingly so that I'm not going crazy, with my testosterone level just for, honestly health reasons. But um, so that's the advisable thing to do. So I'm gonna yeah. So the range, what we're gonna be doing right now is because again, depending on where my levels are, but what we're gonna be doing is testosterone cypionate number first compound, 200 to 250 uh, milligrams per week. Okay, so that's compound number one. Compound number two is CJC 1295 DAC. Okay, and that's also, I also have a script for that through my clinic. That's through Prometheus HRT. Blah blah blah. All right. Um, so I'm going to be doing CJC 1295 DAC, um, 250 micrograms to 500 micrograms every day. Okay, that's what I'm going to be doing. So I know this is the first thing with the testosterone. People understand what I'm doing, but the second thing, people don't seem to understand what I'm doing and why I'm doing. I think it's just people don't really understand how these compounds work. So people don't really understand. There's a lot of bad information. There's with peptides. So let me just cover this quick. So the first thing people are going to ask is, why am I no longer including ipamorelin? All right. For the biggest growth hormone pulse, you want to use ipamorelin in combination with either CJC, DAC, no DAC, Samorelin, right? Ipamorelin will give a big growth hormone pulse by itself, but it will also, you also get an even bigger add-on with used in conjunction, obviously, with any GHRH, um, like compound. That's CJC 1295. That's with or without DAC. That's Samorelin, etc. Anything that replicates GHRH, growth hormone releasing hormone. So, but the reason that I'm no longer using ipamorelin, and you guys probably want to know this, is because of the fact that ipamorelin, I would include it if I was just wanted the biggest growth hormone release, right? But the reason that I'm not including ipamorelin is because even though ipamorelin is a ghrelin, what is it? Ghrelin mimic, and a ghrelin, it binds onto the same receptor sites to release growth hormone on the pituitary as ghrelin. That's the same thing that GHRP6, GHRP2, hexarelin binds onto, and obviously ipamorelin, as you guys know, is the farthest away from that. It's been honed down, it's been refined down to basically only give the growth hormone pulse and not have the hunger sides. Well, guess what? At my prescribed dose, 200 micrograms ipamorelin and 200 CJC 1295 DAC, I still get the hunger. And I never really noticed it before I was dieting, because your appetite goes up a little more, you eat it. But unfortunately, still with ipamorelin, it's nothing like GHRP6 makes you into a ravenous animal. You could eat the entire buffet. GHRP2 is a little less, but the hunger's still bad. Hexarelin is not bad. Ipamorelin, not bad, okay? But with the ipamorelin, you still get a noticeable hunger increase, especially if you're already restricting and dieting down. So for me, I'm just like, well, I would rather just use the DAC alone, use more of it. And the beauty with using DAC over anything else is you don't have to use it multiple times a day. And for fat loss, honestly, guys, listen up. For fat loss, it's better to have a slow release of growth hormone versus boom pulse, boom pulse. Why? Because that release and getting coverage 24/7 is going to allow you to not just burn fat better continually, but also stop fat storage from accumulating in the first place. And this is going to aid greater fat loss. So that's better. And last thing with the CJC 1295 DAC, I should answer. Why take it every single day? What you'd be like, well, why don't you just do a milligram, 2-3 times a week, whatever, something like that. And the reason for this is because you can get, I'll just put it this way, you can get 2 bangs for $1, okay? You get 2 bangs for $1. What do I mean by that? If you take regular CJC, or if you take CJC no DAC, or you take Samorlin, what's going to end? And Samorlin is basically almost a copy of the natural growth hormone releasing hormone you make in your brain. And the only difference between Samorlin and CJC no DAC is that they've substituted out certain amino acids to make it more resistant to breakdown, so it lasts longer, but it's the same basically compound. And then the DAC they put on, obviously, so it binds onto a protein in your bloodstream and the half-life is longer. That's all great, right? But the reason why I'm taking it every day, and if you're prescribed this, you should think about taking it every day, and because you'll get better results, is because think about this, guys. In total, yes, okay, whatever, it doesn't matter if you take it once, twice, 3 times a week, it's going to bind the protein and it'll be available. But here's the thing is that you got to think about is that before it gets bound, if you put it this way, if you take it every single day, like if I take it in the morning, right? Before there's going to be a period of time before when you take your shot, before when the CJC 1295 DAC is circulating in your bloodstream, it's going to hit receptor sites in the pituitary. There's going to be a time frame where it hits those receptor sites in the pituitary before it binds to the protein. Okay, in the first place. What does that mean? It means you get not only do you get, if you take it every day, not only do you get boom, a big pulse of growth hormone when you take it in the morning, but then you also get that slow continual release, and you get this continual release because it binds to that, I believe it's albumin in the bloodstream. And what's going to happen is that as your body is cycling through albumin, and the cell turnover, what's going to happen is it's slowly released. So it's better to take the CJC 1295 DAC every day. Then I get the pulse and I get the slow growth hormone release versus just taking a big dose once a week and then I get a pulse, and I get the slow release. Well, I would rather get a big pulse every day. So it's basically like taking CJC no DAC along with your DAC if you're taking it every day. So let me just reiterate for real quick. It's if you take the CJC 1295 DAC every single day, you're also getting a pulse. Because they're also getting a pulse, a big pulse, and the slow continuous release. Unlike if you just took it once a week, you wouldn't be getting those pulses. So it's again 2 bangs for $1. All right. So, and guys, that's pretty much it. I explained everything more than I needed to, but that's pretty much it. And that's all I'm using for Road to Pro. And as you guys can see, this isn't really a cycle. It's just, testosterone and HGH replacement to the top of the range. So let's do this steroid free. Let's do the best we can. And, God willing, maybe we'll have a pro card in a month. We'll see. Seth Spartan, stay safe, stay healthy. I'll have my new studio up. And that's pretty much it, guys. And we are out of here. Boom.